will jump into the game number 5, and it will be played on the map of Miramar. And now that's an interesting map. Holler might not like it that much. I understand it for some reason. Obviously, it's a huge map. You have a lot of time in terms of loot. The distance is generally a lot. You need some good loot. You need some good long range weapons. But all in all, you have a good time in rotating to do so. And any team who's better in these skills will come out on top. But let's have a look at the plane, and it is a lot. It's like skewed and favoring towards the bottom part of the map.
Yep, we're going to be seeing a lot of drops towards Lost Leonis. Definitely, if these teams want to get their hands on good loots. But yeah, once again, they do have to keep the circle in mind too. Well, it hasn't formed yet, so I don't think it's something to be concerned about right now. But still, a lot of teams are going to be dropping into Lost Leonis. And, well, I was talking about, this map being too big. I believe these teams are going to be close to each other anyway. But yeah, we are seeing them spread out a little bit towards or from the plane line. But yeah, so far, interesting positioning by these guys. But the only interesting position that I can see is Encrypt just opting for the southernmost part of the map. They're just separated from the main island. They're going to be choosing to go towards the southern island of Miramar, and that is something interesting to be seen. And we're going to be seeing how exactly they play it out from that spot exactly. But yeah, the rest of the teams are going to be choosing their own respective positions on the map, and we are going to be moving from that point onwards. And High Sense Gaming just walking into the battlefield, just trying to take the first bullets off. But yeah, I don't think Together as One is going to be interested in any of that. They're just going to be playing it out safely.
Absolutely. We have Hyacinth looting right now at Chumasera. They have a bit of an idea how their surrounding looks like. They know which team is where exactly, and now they can easily move towards the loot as well. Still need to be careful about their surrounding when they are trying to rotate, as rotations are particularly not easy in the map of Miramar. You might be hiding behind a lot like ridges and stuff, but it takes a lot of effort to get behind a ridge, as there's a lot of open space out there. And even generally every team out there has long range weapons of those DMRs and maybe those snipers as well, so you need to be careful when you're trying to rotate into the circle as well, or in general open. But for now, Hisense in a good position. Oh, that's a huge jump, but yeah, I'm gladly he pulled off a parachute. And moving on to the other compounds as well, still gonna keep on looting.
Yep, we are once again. Yeah, RZ, this is what I was talking about, right? Miramar, come on. I thought that these teams are, landing close to each other, but once again, they have split out a lot. But once again, as I was talking about, the first circle of the game has formed. Then it is somewhat of an interesting circle, because once again, it is really near to where all of the teams are. It's only going to be a few teams which are somewhat far away from the circle, and especially it's going to be Encrypt that's really far away. They're going to have to take the long route to get back into the circle. But yeah, fear not, they have enough time to do that. So yeah, they're probably going to be managing to do that anyway. For now, we have our eyes on Together as One. Together as One, they haven't exactly been putting up a performance. They haven't exactly been putting up a show for us. They still have two more games to go, but still, they haven't exactly been able to perform. They just not really up there on any of the scoreboards. They're just getting wiped out. Just having a really unlucky run, these guys. So maybe they'll be able to change things up for themselves this game. Yeah.
I hope so as well. Same is the case for 9 Away. One of their players is performing really nice and in the first two games of the day, but other than that, it has been like bad luck again and again in those last 3 to 4 games where they have been eliminated early. They were able to get 1 or 2 kills, but not more than that. They were actively involved in a lot of fights, and they were able to get some kind of advantage where they knocked out the 2 or 3 players of the enemy team, but weren't able to get the job done. The final lane in the coffin, that's still a difficult kind of a different kind of skill, and I think they could really improve on that part. But yeah, I hope all of those teams that are not performing right now, either they get to perform or either they get to learn a lot in what needs to be done, and they can improve for the next season, because obviously this is not going to stop. Plausible Gaming is making sure that we will bring you a lot of action, a lot of support, and a lot of platforms just to make sure sure you get your careers going as a esports player in different games, not just PUBG PC. They have got you all covered up when it comes to different kind of game, different kind of esports player. So if you're looking for any kind of thing, any kind of gaming, Plausible Gaming is the right place for you. I'm a bit sad that I did not know about this a bit before.
Me too, honestly. And to be honest, I don't play PUBG enough. I'm more of a Valorant guy. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the other games that they're gonna be introducing in the coming months. It's gonna be Valorant in February, I believe. So yeah, really interesting to see what they're gonna be bringing to us. Really looking forward to what other great things that these guys are gonna be accomplishing. So yeah, Plausible Gaming for the win. Let's go.
Absolutely, yay! But for now, you were absolutely right for together as one. Same is the case for Origin. But let's have a look at the circle. Things are not looking good. It's completely toward the right bottom side of the map, and today's circle have been very difficult for everyone out there. And yeah, a lot of the players are just gonna like try landing again. They need to be careful, obviously, from where they're trying to land, as a lot of the teams will be waiting for them right beneath them. The sandstorm is coming, and this will hinder a lot of the vision. Players are trying to find shots are being landed, but they're able to safely go back into the cover. Citadel has a second option, but look at that. He just got like shot by explosive, and now he goes down. And look at that. Both of them were able to get a kill with the help of a vehicle. But yeah, gladly Sandstorm has passed, and now it will be easier to spot what exactly is happening.
Yep, these guys had no idea what hit them. That sandstorm really messed things up for these guys. But yeah, Fairy Tail still standing on their toes. Well, not really toes. They are on their feet now. Didn't exactly lose a player, I believe. So yeah, they are good for now. But the problem is they have to reposition themselves, because they do have a team in their vicinity, and there are two more teams that they're plotting. They are trying to third party. But yeah, Freeline and Hisense are going at it. And with that being said, Hisense is going to be the first elimination of this map. Freeline is going to be wiping them out, and now Freeline has to see what Fairy Tail has to tell them. Look at those drops, RZ.
Absolutely, it is right on the top of the ridge, right next to Impala, and they have the advantage of a high ground. It's going to be in a very good position when it comes to the circle. Getting kills will be a bit more difficult, obviously, but I hope that they're able to survive for the most part of the game. Not gonna lie, this is still a bit more aggressive Myanmar that I have seen generally. We have lost only 5 players in the first 7 minutes of the game, but there's still a lot of fight that is going on in left to right, and I think that is because of the circle. Circle still has a lot of water area in it. I think that is 30 to 40% limiting the land, and now that is why a lot of the teams have already moved a bit early into the circle, finding those compounds and holding that position. And I think that's going to be the case. That is going to be a case for the next 1 or 2 phases, of definitely 2 phases of the game, where everybody will be holding those compounds. We'll say some mid to long range fires, some knockdown coming in, but not a lot of kills. So I think we'll have a lot of issues, a lot of fires going, erupting out in the last part of the phase, last part of this game.
Yep, that's for sure. But for now, we're looking once again, 9 away players. Pozian, he's been putting up a real show for us. He's the real gunman for 9 away. He's been getting all the kills. He's been doing all the legwork for his team. But yeah, 9 away, they should be. I'm kind of, just like as you said, RZ, I'm kind of rooting for these guys once again in this game too, because yeah, I kind of want them to put up a performance this time around, because they haven't really been able to show up in the previous games. But yeah, maybe they'll be able to show us something good, maybe not. We'll see. Time will tell. But this time around, we can see. Look at that. Win or Die has their eyes on MFP. MFP, 1 player down, and that's going to be Andy Amos, that one guy who was the survivor up until the very end, up against Shaol in the last game. So yeah, that guy is now down, and Win or Die might just go all in on MFP.
Absolutely. But MFP, Andy Amos, the man, the myth, the
Oh!
legend of the last game. Oh, shots are being fired. Luli Killa, he was able to find One play got him down. He knows where the second one is, but he's just trying to like give some like defensive measure as well. But nades coming in from win or ride, win or die, they are able to take him down. And now Jitrox, he was knocked down, but I think he will be getting revived again here. So that's not a difficult situation. Win or die, although they have to get done with this really quickly, as there might be other teammates or other team that will be looking more towards this, and nobody wants to get third parties in this map or any other map of PUBG.
That is very true. We are seeing win or die here. They did deal a lot of utility damage with just their nades. And on the other side, we have 180R with their sights locked on Fairy Tail. No bullets to be fired yet. He's finding with a perfect opportunity. Bubuki, the patience is the key here. There we go. He gets in the cards. Shots are fired. Big, quick knockdown. And now that is their chance to pull up on these guys, push up even further up. But maybe they'll take their time. 180 yards.
Oh, what a nade. What a nice nade.
There we go. Look at that. The coordination is so beautiful. Those nade, their trails, we just see them going. And they are so nice. And they're so beautiful. And they're going to be taking April out. And also knocking Eero out. Wow. Just beautiful.
I mean, they can just take it all the way. Obviously, it's a 3v2. FT is still one of their players trying to provide some kind of support. But yeah, they're not going to go in. They got a 1 kill and they're just going to hold on to that. Not trying to get a bit more aggressive. Maybe it's because of the one player they've lost, and that is a crucial player. But yeah, I think that is because of them. And now they're going back into the cover. Going back to their like just a vehicle and trying to get a bit more access to those loot. Because now they have no utility whatsoever. A lot of the nades have been used in the last fight. And we still are in the first part of the game, so yeah, you need those nades for the second and third part of the game, especially when it's very, very difficult to get the players out of those covers, as we have discussed a bit earlier. But yeah, 9 away, 0 kills, 0 losses. They are on their way, they are chilling, they are nice, they're in peace, and now they just want a good game out of that. But with Circle coming toward the Kanetra, Minaska, and now a lot of the teams are dispersed across the circle, but the northeast west side, that is completely empty, where exactly the sandstorm is. But that is an area that is still unexplored. But one good thing about the team in the north, that is the only team in the north, and they are really far away from the cluster, so I think they will be happy with that, as they don't have to take a lot of trouble to move into the circle if it even moves away a bit from them.
That's for sure. But now we have our eyes on unwanted players at 180R too. And look at that, 180R still right up on Fairy Tail's tail. They're not letting them go. Amon has been knocked out once again. And there we go. Hicks is going to be landing a few, or at least trying to land a few bullets onto Brightside. Brightside trying to take the cover of the ridge, and that is perfect. But look at that. What? That a car parkour? But Brightside, that was suicide by 180R. How did... Oh my god, that was... They went in with the car was doing a barrel roll, and Brightside somehow gets away with 2 knocks? That is unbelievable. This guy is something. 180R definitely underestimated of what he's capable of, and now it's Hicks, and Brightside still has his M2... Oh boy, Mini 14 out, but wasn't enough.
It was Dragunov versus Mini 14, and Dragunov came out on the top. Now he is taking the battle to the rest of his teammates. Brightside is bleeding moment by moment, second by second. Something needs to be done. It's a 1v2. 9 is a bit far away from this fight, but you can still see them in the hindsight. Can Brightside be brought back to life? And a shot just got landed on H1XS. And now he needs to pull that first aid kit. I'm glad he's been able to do so. But look at that. Unfortunate for Kyo, as he was looting that airdrop, and he got spotted out, got knocked down, and it will be very difficult to save him. And that is exactly the case. He gets eliminated from this map, and we will see him in the final game. But for now, Unwanted got their first kill of the game, and now they are on the charge as well. They are in the Impala, they are looking comfortable, they are looking nice, and obviously they're looking to have a good game, as they have been dethroned by another team, and that is exactly what they not wanted, as they were completely dominated in the first 2 games, and that gives them a lot of ledge in the game number 3 and 4. But yeah, things need to be different in this game, or otherwise they might not win this season 2.
Yep, they definitely have a lot on stakes here. But yeah, if you take a look on the kill feeds together as one, That is so unfortunate for these guys. I was looking out for these guys to actually, show up a good performance, put up a good performance this time around, but they're going to be knocked once again. Freeline on the other side delivering some good damage on an MFP, player knocked, and they might just be able to take down the whole team. So Freeline, once again, looking really good on this game. They might just be able to get a lot of eliminations early on. They still have 4. So yeah, they can add a lot of that. They can just increment it maybe by 6 or something by the end of the game, because we still have 47 players alive with 14 teams still on the battlefield. We're talking more in tune to what we see here. Unwanted had their eyes on a team, but they're just going to be ignoring them for now. But Encrypt is not going to be ignoring Unwanted, though. They are trying to land their bullets on them, even throwing away nades. Unwanted, they know they cannot just escape from this area that easily. They have to take this fight before they leave.
And both of these teams are really in a difficult situation, not just by each other, but by the circle as well, as that is dealing a bit of damage to these teams. And even if you get out by killing, like destroying the other team, you still need to move into the circle, which is difficult in itself, as a lot of the teams are on the edge holding that position or the points of entry. But when you talk about the edge of the circle, this is a fight that is happening right there and then, with the two teams right next to each other, Team FT and Shoot All Haters. And Fairy Tail, they have to be careful obviously, because they are on the lower ground where shots are being fired. Unwanted got the one player of Encrypt, but Unwanted just gets 2 players down. Unfortunate for Team Fairy Tail, as Team 9 away. So finds one of the players and takes him down. Encrypt, they are in shambles right now. Shots are being fired. Unwanted on absolute charge. Sir getting sick. Is Sir getting eliminated? But in that moment of distress, in the moment of destruction, he was able to find one knock. He's still losing his HP. But was able to perform a first aid kick. But coming back to Shoot All Haters, perform a drop shot, gets 1 player down of FT. 1 is still bleeding. Fnatic is down on HP, low on HP, only 10% left behind, but he was able to pull off a first aid kit. Can he make sure that his teammates survive and eliminate FT? But by his side, he gets eliminated as well. So yeah, things are looking good for Shoot All Haters. The Team FT, who is also a very huge issue for a lot of the teams out there, looks like they're getting eliminated really soon.
There we go. As you said, RZ, it is true. Fairy Tail is going to be eliminated by Shoot All Haters, as they held them at their bay really perfectly. But on the other side, we had already a lot of eliminations coming through. We can already see Redline taking some shots. Sorry I'm Crazy has been knocked and has been completely eliminated out, and Redline continues to push up. I'm only saying this from the kill feed. I don't even know what's happening over there, because yeah, they are taking down players from that team 1-over-1, and Encrypt, their encounter up against Unwanted went really it was devastating for these guys, because they were actually on the upper side when they were up against Unwanted, but Unwanted just basically cleared them out. But now they're up against another team, Freeline, who was just taking their fight. But Shaolin has to deal with Unwanted, as they're right up at their doorstep too. They're knocking, they're like, hello, new team, and you are, yeah, they basically just told them goodbye. Or well, still, Freeline, they are managing to hold on to their position, but I don't know how much longer they'll be able to do so, because Redline and Freeline, both of the lines, are now in trouble just because of Unwanted.
Absolutely. Now look at that. Shots are being fired. Unwanted. One of their players goes down at the hand of Capado. And with that MQ12, he has been dealing a lot of damage. And with not one by his side, they are able to get 4 kills. That's a good support for your teammates. 12 teams are still alive. Shaolin, they have been on the calmer side as well, playing towards the east side of the map. They are holding an edge, trying to get some kind of damage across, but obviously a lot of the teams are in the compounds right now, so it's very difficult to get a knock or even a kill. They're continuously trying to do so by firing shots towards the north side and towards the east side as well, while one of the team is trying to rotate. But yeah, it's not an easy side. But if you look at that, a lot of the teams are already very comfortable. There's a fight happening toward the south side, and that's an important fight obviously for the 9 away, as they're deeply involved in a fight with Team SA, and one of the players goes down. They're in a good position, finds other players, so shots are being fired, but no, he was not able to get him down. Needs to be careful, as IXO is getting a bit more aggressive, and there are a lot of the players of SH on the left side, but no, Poison just goes ahead and kills every one of them.
That is very true. 9 away is also looking really strong right now. They were able to, well, Did they wipe Shaolin? I think some of the Shaolin players are shoot all haters. Sorry, shoot all haters players are still alive. But yeah, 908 was able to deal very good damage to these guys, and they still have 4 players alive on their team. Their next encounter should be with shoot all haters. But yeah, after that, Encrypt is also eliminated after taking that much damage from Unwanted. They couldn't have stayed much longer. But there we go. Drip Gang is also going to be taking 1 down from shoot all haters, and that is going to be the end for these guys. Drip Gang, PD Duff, that's 1 elimination and 2 in total for these guys. These guys are doing good. They have been, I mean, Drip Gang, I don't know. They don't have much aura to their name, but it's like they have been good, putting up good performances in the previous games. So yeah, they might be able to show us something interesting in this one as well. But right now, as they were able to clear out shoot all haters, they do have 9 away to take care of as well. And Shaolin on the other side of the map here is really close to Freeline. So these 2 teams, they have to be cautious of each other. And on the other side, there is, well, as we were talking about, shoot all haters taken down, and 2 other teams still right up at each other's bay.
While we head into the last part of the game, Team Win or Die is going to die right now. They have been completely surrounded by that. Oh, but Uwu gets a bit aggressive and extends and is able to take him down. Still not a good spot. Still not a good spot for Win or Die, as they have been completely surrounded by a lot of the team, and they have to make a lot of effort just to get into a good position in this game. But extends, he has been a continuous, a great factor for the team of Team Win or Die. He has been in the spotlight and he's been doing great damage across. But look at him. Look at his position. He's on the down ground. He's on the low ground. He's also in a lot of cover as well. And as soon as that smoke fades, he's gonna go down. But coming back to Unwanted, they are in deep trouble. They are in deep trouble. Both of the players lying down on the ground, pulling off that first aid kit. Smoke is being thrown, but they are surrounded by players left and right and front and back, and it's going to be extremely difficult. Deviate bleeding out. Something needs to be done. Same is the case for Freeline, but with the 2 players down, they're in a compound and 1 team on their left side. But fortunately for them, they have been able to take out some of the opposition, and Freeline, they are able to get 4 kills. Oh, look at that. Khan Sticks, he's taking loot. In this certain situation, he's like, I just want loot. But Circle will be pushing in. Not one has his eyes set on Freeline. Doesn't want to get them off of this compound.
Yep, that is very true. Redline has to take care of a lot of teams that are close to each other. But look at that. Ivas with an amazing shot onto 495. Maver takes him down right away and finishes him off too. That is good. By 9 away was the one to finish him off. There we go. Drip Gang coming back up into the battlefield. And there we go. Freeline has been eliminated by Drip Gang. These guys are not coming slow in this game. 9 away still to be dealt with though. Really up close. Unwanted, Redline, and 9 away. These teams are right up each other's bay, with Drip Gang coming up from behind as well. This is going to be a really interesting encounter of these guys. There we go. 9 away is now getting kills after kills, knocks after knocks. But hey, it is Unwanted. They're the masters. They know how to stay alive. They know how to survive. So I think that they're going to be able to hold off against these teams.
Absolutely, but look at that. Holler 9 away, their performance coming out at this part of the tournament is absolutely unexpected. The underdogs of the underdogs, the team who was not able to do anything in the first 4 games, and now they are shining with the bright medals and stars. 10 kills, not losing a single player, and now is head charging into a winner chicken dinner. 4 teams left behind. It's still not going to be easy with the team Redline having 4 players left behind. Unwanted still in the game with 2 players, and DG with 3 players left behind. But team 9 away, they have completely occupied the south part of the map and has absolutely control over that area. Even is pinching DG down. DG will have a lot of trouble getting out of this situation and into the circle. Pozian exactly know where DG player is, and he's able to get a bit more aggressive, trying to jump into getting a peek or any more information. Smokes are being thrown on his side as well, and he still has access to 3 more nades. So yeah, and he has been accompanied by 6-0. 6-0 needs to be careful, obviously, with the DG play coming on the right side as well. So I think they can't let DG get to them. I'm quite sure like DG in general might have a difficult time getting a winner chicken dinner, but Team 9 away, if they get hurt by DG, it will be very difficult to snatch it away from Team Red Line, as they are very comfortable, very calm, and they are on to the north side of the map. Nobody is disturbing them. They are just sitting there waiting for everybody to fight it out, and then they will get the winner chicken dinner. So 9 away, they have to take 2 more steps as compared to Team LRL.
Oh. 9 away, getting away with another knock onto DG. DG definitely doesn't want that, because hey, they are on the disadvantage when it comes to when compared with 9 away and Redline, because of course both of those teams, they do have all of their members alive, with DG and Unwanted actually being on the disadvantage. But still, DG retaliating up against 9 away will get a knockout, but how much will that help them? But because they really need to reposition themselves right now, but Posian is going to be keep on pushing on to DG, and I don't think he's planning to slow down, and that is going to be costing him his life. Knockdown coming away, but there we go. Drip Gang is going to be eliminated by 9 away, and the Resurrects are going to be coming in too. The Revives are going to be coming in too, and now it is Unwanted, Redline, and 9 away. 9 away should be able to get back on their feet, because yeah, well, they can just survive each other off, but still, Unwanted is now in a big disadvantage against these teams. If they have any chance, I think it's the top 2, maybe, if they can just third party, or if they can just third party really well, maybe they can just get away with the chicken dinner. But that is the least of the problem.
Oh, absolutely. Red Line, they are still headstrong into this fight. 9 away trying to revive their fourth player. They've been able to do so, but unfortunately with their last fight, they are completely in distress. They're completely in a situation right now. Ivas trying to run short, gets one player down, deals the damage, a lot of damage to the second one. Was almost able to take him down, but had to reload. But Team Red Line, they're on a charge right now. They want to make sure to punish 9 away with the fact that they were just in a fight, and now one of their players is being revived by Redline. They're aggressive. They're right now making sure that they get any kind of kills, but need to be careful. Obviously, Unwanted is still comfortable, still silent. They want both of these teams to fight it all out and then take what's left of the one of the team, one of the winners. And yeah, exactly what's happening, because Redline and 9 away, they are right in front of each other. Unwanted not getting any kind of disturbance, and this is exactly what they wanted in order to get the winner chicken dinner. And yes, exactly, they are in the circle, they're in the center, they don't need to move out. They're surrounded by a shed, the only building in this circle right now. So yeah, they are quite happy.
This is going to be a really interesting story, RZ, because 9 away, Redline, if they're able to get another chicken dinner, it's going to be bumping them up the leaderboard a lot. 9 away, if they get it, it's going to be basically their recovery point. And Unwanted, if they clutch this out, it's going to be the greatest moment of this tournament. So yeah, this is something that is going to be unfolded. It's basically going to unfold right in front of our eyes, and it's going to be amazing. But for now, I think things are going to be settling down between these teams momentarily. Oh. Never mind. Nade kills coming through. Unwanted is in a lot of trouble from Redline's side. The util is there, the nade is there, the res might come in, but I don't think it's likely, because not one, I don't think is going to be letting him do that. He's a 9 away player, tries to get some shots, but in the meantime, Unwanted is going to be wiped out by Redline. They're getting the elimination points as much as they can, and now it is Redline versus 9 away, 4v4, all members of the team alive. Healing is all there. They have everything that they need. 9 away is on a higher ground. He's right up there. There we go. First kill done. He's trying to spot more, but the smoke is giving them as much cover as they need. Kills are coming through. There we go. Nod is going to be finding 1-2. Can he get more though? 9 away is just in a pinch right now, and this is looking extremely bad for these guys. I think there is no coming back to from this. It's only Posian left. He is known to get many kills, but he is up against 4 members of Redline, who is not going to let him go away. Who are not going to let him walk away that easily. Trying to hold on to his position. 1-5-2. That is big. That is something. Is doable. Kind of. It is hard. This is hard, but it is still doable. They're probably gonna get and try and.
Oh no.
Look at this. Look at this.
Not one knows
behind
where
and there
Esports
we go.
Zion exactly know where the player was coming from, but he got a bit distracted by the fact that he was throwing nades. He knew the fact that somebody was coming from behind. He
17
looked behind
kills.
him, like he looked behind himself for like 1 or 2 times. Like he knew somebody was coming from behind, but he got distracted at that moment. You need to trust your instincts. You need to trust your senses. You know somebody was coming from behind. You got 2 players down. The only fact that you got eliminated was that you got flanked by a flank that you knew about. By the flank you knew was coming. But unfortunately
That's
for him,
true.